Good evening and welcome to Jim Only's World of Weather. You clicked on to long range weather forecast discussion for December 6th to the 18th. This is what the patterns forecast look like for the period December 6th to the 10th. We have a trough here off the west coast, south of the Aleutians, and we have a flat zone of flow with above normal heights across much of the nation, with an area below normal heights to the north. This is where the coldest air is going to be during this period. It's going to be confined north of the Canadian border. U.S. Canadian border. Okay, so expect a very wet pattern across the northwest due to this trough here. This will send several systems inland. They're already getting impacted. Heavy rain fell in Northern California, causing flooding today. Also, a very stormy period is forecast with the east with a potential of coastal storm development. Heavy precipitation expected with the system moving up and through the mid-Atlantic into the New England area, and there's also a possibility of windswept rain along the eastern mid-Atlantic coast. Okay, we're going to look at the period now for December 9th to the 13th. Here we are at the 9th. Very little change expected in the pattern. All the models in agreement still forecasting a deep trough here off the west coast, south of the Aleutians, and we have a zone of flow at above normal heights across covering much of the nation. So during this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures here, except for across here because some of the models are forecasting a trough across southeast. So I'm going to go now forward into time. I'm going to go to the 13th. This is the GFS. I'm sorry. This is the GFS. This is the GFS ensembles. And the European deterministics. You see there's a trough across the southeast. And also the European ensembles, like that's the European deterministics. European ensembles are both showing a trough here across southeast. So for precipitation, I'm calling for below normal precipitation for a large area of the nation and above normal precipitation for the northwest. Now we're going to look at the period for December 14th to the 19th. 14th to the 18th, that is. Here we are at the 14th. Still, models are showing above normal heights, almost nearly zone of flow here across much of the nation. We still have our deep trough here, and the models are still in agreement. We're going to the 17th, and look at those height anomalies across here, across the Great Lakes, southern Canada. Very strong positive height anomalies. And then we go and we look at the European deterministics. Still have a trough across Florida, and now the European ensembles, the Canadian ensembles, still showing very little change in the overall pattern. Still expecting a change around this time period. We're going to see if this comes to development as the PNA is positive and the AO index it will be negative. That favors the AO being negative favors cold air into the U.S. But I was looking at the charts before, and it's shown that it's still supposed to be that way. We're just waiting for the pattern to catch up, and we're going to see if that comes true. Maybe tomorrow's forecast might show it. I don't know. So during this forecast period, I am forecasting little change in the temperature anomaly, and for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here and below normal precipitation for this region. So that is a long-range weather forecast discussion for December 6th to the 18th. Thanks for coming to Jim Only's World of Weather, and have a good day.